Hello, welcome to Ghost Prime Transformers Reviews. In this video, we'll be taking a look at Warfare Cybertron Trilogy Hubcap. He was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and he's a repaint, mostly repaint, of the deluxe class Earthrise Cliffjumper. Now, he has a different head, which is a very nicely sculpted head. Hubcap is one of those characters that always has a lot of confusion in Generation 1. He's always confused for the yellow Cliffjumper or Bumble Jumper. I see this all the time, which makes a lot of sense. Now, a lot of the mini bots in Generation 1 came in different colors, came in two different colors, especially Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. To further confuse things, Cliffjumper in Generation, or Hubcap in Generation 2 was Cliffjumper colors. So he was a red figure, which looked just like Cliffjumper, just had a different head. The one telltale sign is obviously the head, not just the head sculpt, but he has an orange face, which is represented greatly in this figure. Now, the weapons he comes with in this version of him are exactly the same as Cliffjumper. He has a bazooka that turns into two guns, which that's something I will go over when we get into the review a little bit more. He does have an Autobot logo right here on his foot, not on his chest. Also, like Cliffjumper, does not have one on the chest. I think that's someplace that it would really stand out. That would be really nice to put on there. Even something like a rub sign, because Hubcap actually had a rub sign in Generation 1 because he came out in the third year of Transformers. Now, he transforms into a Porsche 924, I believe. And this doesn't quite, they don't have the license, so they don't quite match that car. Same with Cliffjumper. They both have the same car mode. In the Generation 1, they were penny racers, so it was kind of a chibified look to that Porsche. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. All right, let's start out by taking a quick look at the packaging. The packaging is the same as all the other Warfare Cybertron Generation Selects type figures. It's kind of just a plain box. The logo's on the side, nothing on the back, and the name and Warfare Cybertron designation right there. On the inside of the box, of course, we get the figure is in a plastic shell. You have the instruction sheet, which shows Hubcap right here on the front with the bazooka. Different placement for the weapons. And steps to transform. And he has the same alternative modes as Cliffjumper. Of course, you get his weapon. This is the same bazooka as the Cliffjumper one. Comes apart, all in the same pieces. Like that, opens up, pieces come apart. Two little sleds or clips, whatever you want to call them on the side. Like that. Here is Hubcap himself. Done up in a really light shade of yellow, much lighter than his Generation 1 counterpart. He has his signature orange face, and he has a Autobot logo on his foot. The main difference between him and Cliffjumper, besides paint, is the head. Let's see if I can zoom in really nice and close on this. He's got a really nice head sculpt. As you can see here, just a really, really nice. Let's see if I can get that in focus real close up. Just very nicely done. Very nicely done. His face is entirely painted orange, including his eyes. Which to me, it always looks weird when there's blue eyes on an orange face, personally. So I'm kind of glad they did it this way. But that's a personal preference. Another paint difference is the Autobot logo. Otherwise, he is exactly the same. There is zero differences in articulation or anything like that. One thing on this copy, which on my copy of Cliffjumper, the arms here are much tighter right here. They don't like to pop out of the shoulders. That's something I appreciate, because on the Cliffjumper I move the arm at all and it just comes right out. This one doesn't do that, but again, same articulation, same transformation, same everything. So how does he look next to Cliffjumper? Here he is, next to Cliffjumper. So they do look very nice together. Very nice indeed. I do like these two. I think they're very cool. I'm really glad they made Hubcap overall. So you can see He does have the blue windows where he has a smoky gray. He doesn't have any Autobot logos on the front of him at all. All the same ports. A little difference in the silver in the back. So let's see if you can see with the light here. He has more of a silvery paint where his is gray. Other than that, they're exactly the same. There is like all the gray, basically all the silver points on this are like a gray on this. So that kind of translates to the gun as well, as to where everything's silver on the gun. Here is Hubcap's gun, bazooka. And here is Cliffjumper's. So as you can see, everything silver has been painted in like this almost military gray color for Hubcap, including the stripe on this back piece here. So it is directly the same application of paint, it's just a different color. So let's get into a little bit of comparisons here. Here is the Generation 1 Hubcap to the War for Cybertron Hubcap. And just because we can, Cliffjumper next to his counterpart. They do want to look at nice and close up here. See if I can get it in focus. Put this arm in a little bit. Kind of close up. Let's compare the face sculpts between the Generation 1 and the original. So, let me get a little closer. As you may be able to tell, they did an excellent job on the face sculpt for Hubcap. They really did an excellent job capturing that Generation 1 head sculpt. That's really only half a head. They really did a damn good job. I definitely like it. The head crest and everything is done very nice. I do think that this could benefit from a rub sign or something on the chest like the original did. Either way, I really like it. He does have this guy has a much orangey yellow, I guess you'd call it, as to where he is more of a more lemon type of yellow. You can kind of see it in the camera here. Much darker orange face. I do think that the orangish tone to the yellow does really mesh well with the orange face, and it doesn't really come through with this. It would be nice to have this be a little bit warmer yellow color. But other than that, it's a minor gripe. So let's check out him in car mode. I'm sure you have all seen my Cliffjumper review, so I don't have to do it on camera. You should go check out that video. All right, here he is in his alt mode. Now, again, supposed to be kind of like a Porsche, but he has a completely different front than the real car, and no other side window here. Back is pretty similar. One thing that I did notice is the Cliffjumper didn't have a larger spoiler like the Generation 1. In Generation 1, the mini-bots, there's a larger spoiler on Cliffjumper and a shorter one on Hubcap. Both Cliffjumper and Hubcap retain a short, more car-accurate spoiler. Okay, moving in just a little closer here to get closer up on some of the detail work. I'd like to give a comparison with Cliffjumper. So, as you can see, of course, the colors are readily different. Cliffjumper is the trademark red, while Hubcap is the yellow. Overall, very good. The Autobot logo is in different places. He does retain the silver hubcaps. No red tail lights, which honestly they could have added a little bit of red there. But same. So also with the weapon could be stored. Oh, this is Cliffjumper. See, they're so similar. The weapon can be connected and stored on top, just like Cliffjumper's. Store the bazooka at the top like that. You can also do the same sled pieces where you take it all apart and put all the sled pieces under here. And here they both are in car sled mode. So yeah, same exact everything on those. Now real quick, let's do some comparisons to him and his vehicle mode to the Generation 1. Here is the Generation 1 for comparison. As you can see, he is missing that window that the Porsche has. Other than that, just because probably for licensing reasons, which is also probably why we don't have a Jazz yet. Well, there they are, side by side. Generation 1 hubcap and the Warford Cybertron hubcap. So this guy has all the same shortcomings as the Earthrise Cliffjumper with this backpack piece that they could have integrated a little better. I do believe that they should have gone with a different gun because Hubcap never really had a gun, at least not in any fiction that I'm aware of. Maybe not a cannon like or bazooka like this. I do like this figure. I'm a really big fan of the head sculpt and the orange face. I think this is done very nicely. And he's overall a really good figure to add to your mini bot collection for Earthrise. So please hit that thumbs up button, hit the downvote button if you have to. Please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.